Hey there, hi there, hello there, and welcome back to the channel. I am Erica, the creator behind EFM Journaling, and today, y'all, we are going to be making a little paper ephemera sticker, whatever holder, this little dual pocket little holder. I am kind of well known for these. I make these for Junk Journal Club. They are one of the new member gifts and so many people love these. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. Whatever, you know? So y'all, first and foremost, I just want to say you don't need to make this at exactly the measurements I am. I'm going to be doing this at, I'm going to cut down this 12 by 12 to a 9 by 12, but you could do this with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, or any relatively larger piece of book page or offcut of scrapbook paper, what have you. Here's why. Let me show you. I have 3 here in varying states of prepared. This one is only cut and folded, and as you see here, it's just a rectangle. I could totally do this with just the 12 by 12 square. I just prefer it to be narrow and long. I found that this shape works very well in all sizes of envelopes. So let's get into it, shall we? I've got a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper here. I am going to trim it down to 9 by 12. Here we go. Boom. All right, now I'm gonna fold it into quarters. Y'all, this whole trimmer is going away now. That was all I needed it for. This tutorial is actually quite simple. The end product looks, you know, very done, very, like a very well-made thing. But it's so easy to create. So I folded it short ways, now I'm folding it long ways, you know, horizontal, then vertical, da-da-da-da. Okay, now, it doesn't matter. If you care what way your pattern goes, then yeah, sure, hold it so that your pattern is right, whatever. Now, okay, here is like the hard part. The only like trim we're gonna need to do. Okay, so we folded it into quarters, right? We've got these 2 lines. So over here on the left-hand side, on the horizontal line, we are going to trim to the vertical line. So to where all of those folds meet. And we don't need to trim it any further. If we fold it a little, trim it a little further, it's okay. We'll live. Now, this flap that we just created, right? We're going to, again, we've got a fold here. It's kind of hard to see on this pattern. I could have chosen a better paper for this, but what have you. It is what it is. We're gonna fold this down, this top corner, so that there's between 1.5 inches of space between that center line and where you're folding. Okay, and then when that folds over, that creates your first pocket. Now, down here, we're gonna start with the bottom corner. We're gonna fold it all the way into that middle line. And then we're gonna take this, flip it around, and fold it the same exact, you know, so that it's tucked right against that other flap we just made. And then this folds up. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna do that one more time. I'm gonna do the whole thing one more time. Just in case you didn't catch it the first go around, let me explain it a different way. Okay. So I've got 4 quarters. I just trimmed the left horizontal fold to the vertical fold to where all of my folds meet. Now I've got a flap on my top left. So I'm going to take this top left corner and fold it so that there's somewhere between 1 inch and 1/2 inch of space between what I've just folded and my center fold, my original center fold. Now this will fold all the way over to make my first pocket. Now, down here, I'm going to come to the bottom right and I'm going to fold this corner all the way into that vertical line. Then I'm going to take this bottom left, I'm going to fold it backwards so that it meets with my bottom right, and then I'm going to join those 2 corners together, and then that all folds up and creates this. Now we just got to glue it together, right? Simpler said than done. So now we're going to take it to the mostly glued state. Okay, go up here, friend. So we're going to grab our tacky glue, because over here I swear by tacky glue, but realistically, again, you could use any adhesive. Pretty sure on the first one of these that I made, I used an AdTech tape runner. So use what you got. I'm going to glue this top corner down. I'm an overgluer. It's certified, so don't judge how much glue I use. It is what it is. Boop. Just smooth her out to get any excess glue out of that like fold. Yeah, because there's like a bunch there. Okay. Okay. Now, this bottom flap needs to get glued down. So let us do that. Let us do just that. Shall we? Again, I'm an overgluer. You don't need as much glue as I use. You could glue just those edges. These 2 edges, and you'd be fine. You'd be fine. But I'm an overgluer. Now what I could have done was I could have just glued this whole thing to this before I folded it and then folded the whole thing. But like I don't think sometimes. So I didn't. So I didn't. Usually though, that's how I do this. On the regular. But this time around, I wasn't really thinking it through, to be quite honest. And that's okay. I always think things through. It's gonna turn out the same anyway. Now this little bit just has to get a separate gluing. Oh, of course there's glue coming out the edges. There's always glue coming out the edges when I glue. See, it's certified that I'm an overgluer because there's always glue coming out the edges. So, now we just took it from like nothing to mostly done. We have 2 things left and it's done. So let's do them really quick, shall we? We're gonna throw a little bit of glue around this side edge over here. And then you don't have to, but I like to throw a little bit on this bottom edge. You don't have to, because when we tuck this up, it completes the pocket, the bottom edge. So like, again, you don't have to glue that bottom. I'm just, what can I say? I'm an overgluer, y'all. I can't say anything more to like defend myself. Okay, now, the last little bit. We're gonna throw some glue on this edge and on this edge. Fold it up, press it down, press her into place, and literally that's it. That was it. Now just let it dry and you got an ephemera holder just like this. Isn't that awesome? Wasn't that so quick and simple?
to be honest. Like, once you got past the folding, it really wasn't that hard. At least, I don't think so. Granted, I've probably made at least 100 of these. So don't necessarily take my word on the ease. You might want to fold it a few times and or at least watch me fold it like 3 or 4 times to like get used to it.
So y'all, I just took a minute to finish gluing all of these together, and now I've got a bunch of little ephemera or paper or sticker or all of the above holders, and I hope that y'all had a great time creating these with me. If you did, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below if you would like to continue seeing different tutorials of all the different random little things that I know how to make. And while you're down there, feel free to hit the subscribe button if you would like to continue seeing my content, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye!